Well, hello and welcome back to Daedalus. My name is War, and I'll be showing you around this new spider spawner. So, first we cleared out a room that is 9 by 9, and we dig down 3 from the spawner, and then we dug out a hole that was 3 by 3 around the center of the room. And we also dug down 10 blocks. You can probably count as I'm breaking these blocks down. But we dug down 10 blocks. And then we dug out another area. Right here we'll put a water flow to push spiders in the direction we want. And we dug it out 4 by 4. Or is that 5 by 5? I believe it's 5 by 5 underneath. So that it has a lip up there. We're going to be adding some items into the walls that spiders are less likely to climb up. Spiders can basically climb any block in Minecraft. They can even climb cactus. They just get hurt on their way up. It's pretty amazing how they can just climb on anything. But now we need to put in some signs. We're going to do this to block some of the water because we want the spiders to fall down the hole. So we need to push them down that way. So we need some signs or something like signs to block the water flow from going down the hole, because we don't want to have a straight water stream going all the way down. So we'll just place a few signs here and there. They don't need to say anything. If you want to get creative, you can put different words on there. See you on your way down. Hope you don't fall. No, some silly goofy stuff like that maybe. If that's what you like to do. I didn't put any names or any numbers or anything on them, just blank signs. Just kind of what we do. We've also got a lot of stuff going on in the walls of this room. We're definitely going to need to patch some of that up. As you can see, I've thrown some chests over here. I've got some supplies for what I'm going to need to build. I've also got a shulker box, which I bought at Harwin's wonderful store. He has mending books, shulker boxes, end chests, ender pearls. I believe he's going to do some enchanted books too later on down the road, and a couple other small items. So we're going to fill in some of these holes, and I will be back after that when we have some solid walls. Okay, we got some solid walls now. Now, I'm not sure how much signs actually block spiders from climbing walls, but I've watched a gazillion tutorials on spider farms, and this is typical. I'm not sure if it helps much. I've tested it out in a test world, and I really couldn't tell much of a difference. So let me line these walls up all the way around, except for where the lamps are going to be, and then I will be back in just a moment. Okay, now we have the walls all lined, all filled in. Now we're going to have to go down and work on the shaft. So I've tested it out a bunch of different blocks, and what seems to work the best in my testing setup were slabs, but they needed to be spaced apart. And I didn't see or have very many spiders attach themselves to these. I'm not really sure what the deal was. I don't know how the mechanics of the spider work, so I tested a bunch of different blocks. Like I said, I even tried cactus. I thought maybe if they were injured they'd fall back down, but no, they don't fall down. They just keep climbing and slowly kill themselves, which was kind of strange. So while we're doing this, I apologize for the time difference in the episodes that I put out. Like I said, I work a job. Right now is a really busy time for us in the season. So I'm covering shifts. I'm working a lot of overtime. Then I got my family. I have 2 wonderful children and a beautiful wife. My children love to play Minecraft, so I try once in a while to get on with them and play with them. And we just have a good time. So I try to get at least one episode out a week. this time it's gone quite a bit over. My work schedule, the way it works out, is kind of crazy. So sometimes there's not going to be an upload date for me, and none of that just works right now for me. Maybe when my oldest is in school, I'll have a little easier time setting up some kind of an upload schedule, but I'm not really sure how well that's going to work out either. We'll try. So we're almost done setting this up. We definitely don't want any spiders doing any kind of climbing. So we're going to place some more signs over here. Now, I did find that some spiders had a tendency to be able to climb these signs and stick to the ceiling of those slabs. But the way we're set up, it doesn't happen very often. And I believe I can get to them with an arrow. So this isn't going to be like one of the one-hit farms like we did with the Blaze, or most people do with skeletons and zombies. I didn't really... I was running out of time, kind of, as you can see, because I have delayed myself in making this video. So let me get some signs up and catch you on the other side. So here we are. We kind of got the killing area set up because we don't want the spiders to get through, but we want the XP to come through. We want to be able to get our XP. And we're going to make it so that we can get the string and the spider eyes. And we should be able to handle any kind of skeleton jockeys that come down too. So as you can see, we put 2 slabs right there and then one there to hold all the spiders back. And the 2 slab line right there is kind of to funnel them down. So then if they do get up on the ceiling, they're right there where we can get them very simply and easily. I do need to go in and out of there quite a bit more still, so breaking those blocks was necessary. You don't want to be trapped inside the spider farm. We can't work on it that way. So looking at the area, I'm going to have a lot of digging out and stuff to do before we can actually do anything. But we also need to be a certain amount of blocks from the spawner. I believe a player needs to be 15 blocks from the spawner so it'll stay active. But we also want to get the mobs 8 or 9 blocks away so that the spawner doesn't count them and spawns more. That's one of the reasons why we dropped this hole down 10, and we're taking it out the distance that we are. So these diorite pieces, those are going to be lamps. We're gonna install some lamps to turn the spawner off and on. And so I put the smoothed out diorite there so that I kind of had markers on the inside of the wall. And I've already dug out the trench for the redstone components that we're going to need. So I've already basically hooked it up. There's a redstone torch tower right there to go down to the bottom. We ran some redstone this way. Repeater to strengthen the signal. So behind these blocks are the lamps. The redstone powers the block powers the lamp. Because for some reason, redstone can't run it next to a block and power the block. It's got to be on the block. Or you need to run like a repeater into the block to power the block. So it's an interesting process of trial and error. Even though I've built these a few different times with skeleton spawners, because the lighting system is the same when you're doing skeletons or zombies. The killing chamber, or the spawn chamber in here, isn't going to be all fancy. Nobody's going to see it. So we're only going to spruce up the kill floor. And so this is where the torch tower comes down. So we have to make sure when we build, we don't interfere with the torch tower so that we can turn off and on the lights. I've also laid in some hoppers so that we can collect the mob drops. which we will be putting in an item elevator and running those mob drops down into a series of chests to store. I will like to tell you guys that I tried multiple times to make an item sorter to separate the eyes from the string and then have a random whatever drops out thing. Did not work out for me. I could not figure it out. So I'm going to keep playing around with the item sorter stuff and try and get that to go and maybe install that at a later date and time. So we're going to lay in some water. This is going to push me and spiders in the spider spawn, push us toward the area that we want them to be so that we can whack them with a sword, of course. Which really isn't that bad. With mending in the game now, you can hit things with swords. The one-hit kills are nice because it's quick and easy, but it's not necessary anymore because your experience can mend the sword. Although it would be kind of painful to try and kill something with a pickaxe to try and mend your pickaxe. Or you can just grab an iron sword and kill him with that and have the pickaxe on your hotbar. I believe it'll mend up that way. So I don't want to be able to see the ugly stones that are inside of this tunnel. I'm going to need to come in here and change that all out. So let me do that, fight this water stream, and I'll come back to you in just a moment with some more progress. So I've done a lot of progress. We've got the beginnings of the kill chamber. Well, basically the endings of the kill chamber. I tried a bunch of different designs. I really liked how this one turned out. It looks really good. I believe the lighting's all proper. So now we're going to get into... that's right. Here's the torch tower and the line to turn it off and on. With a switch over here. I'm probably going to need to get back in there. I'll just have to dig another hole somewhere else. But here's the switch to turn it off and on. Off, on. Now that switch isn't going to work until you get rid of the torches in the spawn chamber, which we haven't done yet, because we haven't set up the water. But we're going to put some chests right here, just like over here. We're going to run that hopper line over to an item elevator. Now item elevators are not too difficult to build. I've watched a bunch of YouTubers build them, so I'm not using any specific person's design that I know of. I just know that you can do it with droppers. You can set up some droppers to do that. Oh yeah. Sorry, by the way, when I recorded this last part of the videos, I didn't have my recording app set up properly, so we have some dead space on the sides of the screen, as you can see. And as you read, the moment you get online and realize War went to sleep while playing again. This has happened quite a few times. Snap kind of is trolling me when it happens and he's on. And that's on the right of the screen there. That was me digging out a really big area for a future project. A little off-camera work. But I'll be playing, and like I've done it next to the spawners too. At the Skelly spawner, I did it twice. Killing Skellies, getting XP, getting some bones, and then I'm just laying in bed and I fall asleep. I almost lagged out the server completely. It took us a long time to kill all the skeletons that I had eventually accumulated there. And then on the left hand of the screen, you'll see that is a picture. That's me with a strange filter. I kind of like that filter, but anyway, so let's build this item elevator. So I played around with it a lot. I tried some things that I've watched on Hermitcraft, and some of those item elevators don't work. But I know that droppers work, and so I played around with some droppers, and then I played around with some redstone to make the droppers work. Like I said, I don't know if this is anybody's particular way to do this, but this is the way I ended up doing it, because I just played around with it in a test world for a little bit until I got it proper and working. So we're going to need some hoppers. We need to filter all the way down to all these rows of chests. Now later on, we have multiple chest walls out on the killing floor. I will set up some more hoppers. Right now, we're not going to need them. They won't fill up too fast. I don't know how many people are going to be using the spider farm that much anyway. For eyes, yeah, I can see that. String, maybe for trading with villagers if you got yourself a Fletcher. So we need to run that line over to this area. So we want our elevator to be in line with that second hopper that sticks out of the wall. So we're going to need some droppers. Now, the difficult part about this is you have to be in the crouched position, or sneak mode, or whichever you want to call it, to set droppers on top of droppers. So we've got to tower up a little bit and drop her down. As you can see, I'm checking here. I want to make sure this lines up. See, not high enough. I'm going to have to tower up again, another one. So the area back here is a little bit cramped, but that's okay. We're getting a lot of different stuff done. We don't want to dig out a bunch of space where a bunch of mobs can spawn. Now, there were a lot of cave systems around here. I've blocked off some of the walls and lit up some of the current surrounding area. Well, I don't believe spawners contribute to the mob cap, but you never really know. So the idea of this item elevator is one dropper is going to power another dropper, and they're gonna go off simultaneously. Well, not simultaneously. It just works. And it's going to drop into the other dropper, into the other dropper, into the other dropper, into the hopper at the top, and then the hopper is going to move it all the way across. Now, a little bit later, we're going to, or I will, I'm not sure if I'll do it on camera or not, but any hoppers exposed like this on top, I'm going to come back through, and I'm going to throw a block on top of those. Now, I don't know if it really makes a big difference or not, but the idea is that a solid block on top of a hopper will make it so the hopper doesn't search for items to funnel, to suck in. So if the system isn't asking to pull in more stuff, maybe we'll have less traffic and we'll have less lag at the end result. So anyway, we got a comparator into, yeah, comparator's on because there's stuff in the dropper. So comparator into a repeater to give it the full pulse, because we don't want to have to wait for a bunch of stuff to be in the hopper to power this hopper, or not hopper, a bunch of stuff in the dropper to power this dropper to make the dropper drop. So that's what the repeater's for, is to strengthen the signal back up to a full signal. We need a little bit more space too. So as you can see on the right hand of the screen, we're going to throw up some different builds. These are not my builds, these are Snap's builds. This particular spider spawner is very close to Snap's base. He found it. He contacted me and said, hey, do you want to build a spider spawner for your videos? I'm like, yeah, sure. And so here I am building his spider spawner. I'm sure he'll share it with the realm. We're a very friendly community here, very small. So these are just some of Snap's builds I'm going to throw up there. He's an awesome builder. Absolutely amazing. So we're almost, yeah, look at that, we broke through. So we're almost done clearing out the area for where we're going to put all the rest of this redstone. As you can see, I didn't plan this out very good on how much space it was going to take. So here we go again. So we got comparator into a repeater, into a redstone line, take it over to, bring it back. Now this is so we can hook it up into that to give us the clock feature. Yeah, so the redstone line out of and into a comparator should give us the pulsating pulse. And then we'll run this into, and like I said, so you can't redstone into a block. So we did a repeater into that, which should power the dropper. And that dropper should power the second dropper on top of it. So we should be getting, because we can't stick redstone on top of redstone to power the next one. So the idea is that it powers both of those. And we need to put a chest here so we're not filtering into our shulker box. Oh, I know right now it's just basically stuff that we got going on. So we need to do this circuit 5 more times. 2 more times on this item elevator and 3 more times on the other item elevator on the other side. I'm going to need some more slabs for that. There we go. And the crafting table is not that far away. As you can see, I got a bed in here. When other people are online and they need to sleep because they're working out in the sun, I need to be able to sleep. Carrying a bed with you is so important all the time. So while I build these exact same circuits all over again, I'm super excited for an event that's going to happen close to my town that I live in now. There's a Comic-Con happening next month, and I bought tickets numerous months ago before they sold out of their tickets. And I'm super excited to go. I don't know if anybody's ever been to like a Minecraft convention or something like that, but that would be pretty awesome too. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of Minecraft fans at the Comic-Con, even though it's more superhero and like Star Trek, Star Wars, Harry Potter, like fandom based. It'll be my first con to ever go to. I would like to figure out if there's any Minecraft convention type things or get-togethers or fairs and close to my area. And I'm not quite West Coast, but almost West Coast, like right in the Utah area. So I'm not even sure where to look. If anybody knows where to look, feel free to comment in the comment section and I will definitely go check it out, because that would be something that I would be very interested in checking out. Like Minecon, I'm sure that they have it in all different places around the globe, because people all around the globe play this game. This game is so amazing and so much fun and so diverse that it pulls in people from all age, decades, and different genders and everywhere else. You can get every type of person. Sporty people probably play this game. Not sporty people probably play this game. Look at some of the people on our realm here. We got Miranda Miller. She is definitely a horse person and very knowledgeable in the game and a lot about the horses. And then you got someone like me who doesn't know anything about horses and does a lot of work, has a bunch of kids. Well, not a bunch of kids. I got 2 kids, so. But, and I get into so many other different things. I play so many different games. Of lately, I haven't been playing a whole lot of other games. So much work going on and trying to get these videos out for everybody. Off to the right now, we have a church, I believe is what we're going to throw up there, that Snap Off built. And I believe Miranda showed this in her video not that long ago when she came out of the portal, or out of her house to go to the portal. There was a church and a lighthouse and stuff like that, so you've seen some of that. And then I believe we put the bridge up already. So it looks like we've got a working item elevator, so that our items will now filter into these chests. Perfect. Now, alright, so here we are in the spawn chamber. We need to remove the lighting and add some water so that we can turn this thing off and on and start getting some drops. which would be the whole purpose of building a mob farm like this. So, we're going to be putting water in the 4 corners of the room. Let's hope nothing spawns. Hopefully, sometimes we put a light. I put a light on top of the spawner. Oh, we're also going to put some blocks on top of the spawner so we don't have any spiders spawn on top. Sometimes I just use a slab. Sometimes I use blocks down from the ceiling. I don't think it really matters much, but it just helps. So hopefully, but sometimes I put a lamp up here instead of having the tower and then a slab on top. And that would just be extra wiring for the on-off switch. And it really, I usually only use the lamp on the top when the spawn chamber is really close to the kill floor, and I've used glass to make a wall into the spawn chamber so that you can see the spawner when it's active and when it's not active. So when you're sitting in the mob farm, you can look at the spawner and watch all the mobs fall. It's usually pretty fun that way. It also looks kind of cool when you got the huge glass wall that you can see into a dark chamber. And then when they do that, you also have to decorate the inside walls. So we're not decorating any of this. Nobody's ever going to see inside of the spawn chamber, except for out of this video or any kind of maintenance work that I have to come back and do. But we're going to need a water source because apparently I didn't bring 4 buckets. I only have 2, which is okay because we can make an infinite water source really quick and throw 4 buckets of water into the corners. We'll just have to do them 2 at a time. Let's try not to destroy our redstone with water. Oh, that would be horrible. Having to go back in there and fix stuff. So, on spider spawners, I'm wondering what other kinds of designs of a spider spawner that we could possibly get into, maybe create a creative world and check out. Because I know when I built the Blaze farm, there's another idea I have, because PE mobs works a little bit differently than PC mobs, and I'm not sure why that is. And maybe with the Better Together update it might change a little bit, but I'm not really sure if that'll happen or not, because Java Edition will be its own separate entity from then on. So while we're putting this water in, I should change the picture off to the side on the right. It is going to be the hotel that Snap-Off is building at spawn. The thing is awesomely huge and amazing. He's put in a bar and some tables and beds in all the rooms. So now when Miranda comes to visit, or Harwin stops by, or Warwiz comes into town to use the enchanting table or any of the mob farms or anything like that, or just to come visit or explore the area, they'll have a place to sleep safely indoors and not have to worry about mobs. And hopefully whoever else is online is able to sleep at the same time, because that wouldn't work if you're just sleeping and there's other people online. Unless you're in the Nether, which I don't think worked not that long ago, but it works now. So if I'm in the Nether and Snap-Off's in Overworld, he can sleep and the day cycle will go through, but I have to be in the Nether. So the spider spawner is completed. We've sealed it up. Now it's time to go. Well, as you can see, I had a cutscene because I needed to go grab wood to build a ladder, and here we are at the ladder. And this will lead us up to the kill chamber. I kind of like the way the entrance down there kind of looked a little tucked away, hidden in the depths of the caverns there. And this kind of looks ancient ruiny, but nice. Not so ancient, maybe forgotten. I don't know if there's a way to make anything look dusty, but that would be kind of cool if you could add a dust feature to the ledges and things. Maybe carpets would do that. So here we go, a working spider farm. Very exciting. It's awesome to have this here. Now we'll just give it a couple quick test run. Make sure the items are flowing where they're supposed to be going. Make sure we're getting a good spider flow going on here. And while we do that, again, I am sorry for the way the last part of this recording has turned out. This will definitely be something that won't happen again. I will always make sure that my recorder is recording the proper way so that I don't have these blank spaces on the sides. Although I do think it was kind of cool. Show you guys a little bit of me and some of Snap-Off's builds because they're just amazing. Alright, well, that's the spider farm. It's working. Everything seems to be going good. My name is War, and I want you guys to just keep on keeping on, and we'll catch you on the next segment episode of this. Have a good day.